Everyone, thanks for stopping by and seeing what I'm up to. My name is Silkyfeather, and you can call me Silky. We're going to continue now on our book on growing marijuana.
Concealment do's and do nots. Maintaining discretion and secrecy around your growing operation is essential, even though you probably want to show all of your friends your budding operation. When concealment and marijuana are in the same sentence, the first thought is concealment from law enforcement, and that's a very real concern for many growers. Remember, the author is not a lawyer and cannot give legal advice. Understand the laws and regulations in your area concerning the growth, sale, and consumption of marijuana. Another aspect of growing concealment that's often overlooked is concealment for security purposes. Even in areas where growing marijuana is legal, there are many reasons to conceal your growing operation. The first is outright theft. A season's harvest of quality buds is valuable. An open field of mature females would be easy pickings for a group of motivated marijuana thieves. An effective team could strip a field in a single night under the cover of darkness. There goes your crop, and there goes your cash and hard work. Even if no one is stealing your buds, as a grower, you probably don't want strangers loitering in your grow operation. At the very least, they won't be as careful with your plants as you would be, and they could cause minor damage to some plants. Damage to plants is damage to profit. On the other end of the spectrum, they may tell others about the scale, profitability, and location of your operation. While someone who may not himself steal from you isn't an immediate threat to your operation, he could lead others with less honorable intentions right to your doorstep. Other reasons are less serious but should still be taken into account. Nosy neighbors, attentive landlords, and pesky parents or family members should all be considered when selecting a growing location. In some locations where it is legal to grow marijuana, some townships or cities have regulations about the use of specifically zoned land for the growth and cultivation of crops. Again, concealment plays a role here, but don't say I didn't warn you if a code enforcement officer discovers your crop. In areas where marijuana growth is illegal, you have significantly more to worry about than zoning enforcement violations. Concealment is not always easy, and in some cases, growers have to make tough decisions. If an area is easy to conceal but difficult to reach, care for the plants is difficult due to the location's remoteness. Should the grower select a more accessible area and sacrifice some measure of concealment? Finding a balance between concealment and a location's conduciveness to growth can sometimes require some tough calls on the part of the grower. Note: the first rule of growing marijuana is don't talk about growing marijuana. Unfortunately, there is not one perfect one-size-fits-all concealment method. The efforts that individual growers undertake to conceal their operations vary as each grower's circumstance is different. The first thing to remember about successful operational security is to keep your secret exactly that, a secret. This means don't tell anyone. This book is about how to successfully grow marijuana, not about how to pick friends. No one is telling you not to trust your friends, but the fewer people you tell about your operation, the fewer people know. The fewer people know, the safer your secret is. There are many ways for growers to slip up. If you keep your operation a secret, then that's one less thing you have to worry about. Low traffic areas. Think about how much foot traffic or interest your prospective growing operation's location generates. Many businesses are looking for exposure and visibility, but marijuana growers are looking for the opposite. Think about the city you live in. There are literally thousands of places that could right now be home to an opportunistic grower's operation. A back office over a bar, a rundown shed that is set back from the street, a disused basement. The possibilities are virtually endless. Closets and basements are good choices because they're often low traffic, out of the way, and will mask the details of your growing operation. A closet in a guest bedroom is a better idea than a closet in a master bedroom. Think about how often the area is disturbed and how often residents of the house will go to that area. Obviously, if you live alone, this isn't an issue, but don't forget service personnel. Will the cable guy have to wade through a sea of cannabis plants to get to your box? Will a maid be tidying up in that room or closet? Basements are often the best choice for indoor growers because they mask all of the telltale signs. Marijuana crops have a pungent and distinctive odor. Inches-thick concrete walls that are mostly buried will help keep the aroma contained. Remember to tape and black out any casement windows. In addition to disappointing any snoops, it will prevent any of the bright growing light from escaping. Bright lights in a basement at odd hours are a bit of a red flag for a growing operation. When growing outdoors, think about the property. Do you own the property? Some growers squat on someone else's land to cultivate their cannabis, assuming that if caught, they can pass the blame onto the property owner. This isn't a great idea for a number of reasons, chief among them being that, everything else aside, in order to get to your plants, you have to trespass on someone else's property. They can claim that the plants are their own, or destroy them at will, eliminating your crop and your investment in one fell swoop. Outdoor growing operations shouldn't be visible from high-traffic areas such as pedestrian walkways or streets. Ideally, they should be disguised as something else, something that is functional enough to warrant some visits, but dissuade people from nosing around. One huge advantage to outdoor growing is the cost savings it provides. The sun will rise every day and provide you with free and abundant light. The same can't be said for indoor grow lamps. This also helps keep your operation concealed, as law enforcement has been known to identify grow houses when energy consumption spikes from a baseline normal consumption to a much higher usage when energy-hungry grow lamps are introduced. Consider this. If you have an abandoned house with no utilities hooked up, sitting on a plot of land, and passers-by see your car there frequently, it raises suspicion. The same thing goes for remote areas of shared property. Low traffic works the other way too. In addition to helping hide your growing operation by limiting the number of people that may come across your plants, it also arouses suspicion based on the fact that people wouldn't frequent that area. Maintain a low profile. This is the culmination of the previous two tips. Don't tell anyone, and keep the traffic surrounding your growing operation in mind. Don't get into a routine. Routines are predictable, and if someone wants to know what you're up to badly enough, she can use predictability to stay one step ahead of you. If you keep a growing operation in the woods and your cover story is that you're a hiker, don't forget to wear hiking boots and carry some water and snacks. No one is going to believe you're on a hike wearing flip-flops and wearing a Legalize It t-shirt. The same goes for supplies for your grow room or outdoor grow. Don't carry light after light into the house. Use cardboard boxes that obscure the contents, or black contractor bags to move suspicious supplies. Part of maintaining a low profile means not attracting attention. That much should be clear. This means that you should avoid getting into scrapes with the law. If you are a frequent recipient of parking tickets or noise violations, it is in your best interest to tone it down. When a party gets out of hand or music is blasting, it's your neighbors who are calling the cops. No music, no outrageous parties, and the cops are nowhere in sight. If your neighbors believe that you have settled down, they'll butt out of your business as well. There's no reason you can't have fun. It is your house after all. But keep in mind what is at stake, especially for those growers who live in areas where cultivating cannabis is still illegal.
And that's where we're going to take our pause today. Super short chapter. That was chapter 4. We're going to continue tomorrow with chapter 5. So make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. Be kind to one another. Life is way too short. This is Silkyfeather signing off. Bye-bye.